San Francisco Business Times and the East Bay Express reports that the Bay Area Air Quality Management District's goal is to supply 800 trucks with diesel filtering devices. But at the Port of Oakland, about 1,000 independent truckers will be out of work because they aren't able to afford the new device. The ports are enforcing a ban against old diesel trucks built between 1994 and 2003 by January 1st, 2010 because of the concern for Oakland's air quality. All trucks must be replaced or have a filter which captures 85% of toxic emission, which is the majority of diesel exhaust produced by a truck. The new trucks and diesel filters will help reduce health risks in Oakland and also make a healthier environment for hundreds of truckers and workers at the Port of Oakland. The California Air Resources Board, the Port of Oakland, the Air Quality Management District, and the U.S. Environment Protection Agency together have donated $22 million to help make this program succeed to enforce the new state law, which will be implemented in January. This is a great idea to help with the pollution, but thousands of people will lose their jobs. This is extremely difficult because the entire economy is struggling and it's hard for people to find jobs. The $22 million is being contributed to help make the new rule possible. That won't be enough to keep the nearly 2,000 truckers in service. Even though the Port of Oakland air quality is poor, the government officials should extend the deadline so that every trucker is able to afford the new filter and the new law is more effective.
According to CNN, Cleveland law enforcement is using new methods to solve murder cases. This past week, 11 decomposed women's bodies were found in the home of Anthony Sowell, a former sex offender who served 15 years in prison after pleading guilty to an attempted rape and kidnapping. It's one thing to try to identify the background of one body, but with 11 found at the same time, law enforcement was forced to take extra measures. They called the bug guy, Joe Kuiper, the curator of invertebrate zoology from the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. His job will involve using bugs to determine how and when each of the 11 bodies ended up at the home of Anthony Sowell. How will he use bugs to solve a murder case? Well, the activities of bugs are very predictable. There are only a few dozen different species of flies in that part of Ohio, but the presence or absence of certain types can tell a story. This means that if a certain species is known to arrive at a corpse immediately after its death, then the police know that the murder was recent. Kuiper said that this is a one-time thing and that he hopes to never repeat it, but it kind of goes without saying that if this method is successful, then it will not be the last time it is used. Although this method will not stop murders, it will certainly help law enforcement determine the background of them, which is important to the overall case.